Hi, and welcome back to Life Lab. Today we are talking knives, specifically the Shun 8-inch Premier chef's knife, which I've had for 12 years now. It is by far the nicest knife I've ever owned. But more than that, owning this knife taught me a lot about cooking, a lot about cutting and preparing food, and also helped me appreciate more the preparation of food and how that transforms, the whole eating experience. Eating is something that we do, 3 at least times a day, sometimes more. And it can be something that feels perfunctory, something that we just have to get out of the way. And I think that is a big waste because there's so much opportunity to turn, your meals into something that you can really look forward to cherish, to enjoy, to share. And part of that is cooking them, right? If you go to a restaurant and have a delicious meal, it's a nice experience. But if you cook a delicious meal for your family or your friends, it's so much better. And if you cook the meal together, you prepare it together, it turns, half an hour of eating into 2 or 3 hours of, a fantastic experience, something that really becomes, the bedrock of a relationship, a bedrock of a family. And to do that, you have to take cooking, I wouldn't say seriously, but you have to treat it like one of the really important events in life, not something to be gotten over with. My entryway into cooking was this knife, because once I had such a beautiful knife, I felt like I needed to do it justice by preparing beautiful foods. I think the first one I really got into was pizza, cooking pizza, making my own dough, and specifically cutting mushrooms, which I love to do now. If you gave me, 10 pounds of mushrooms, I could spend an hour cutting them finely. It really is this Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, his book Flow, and his whole concept of, humans crave these flow experiences where it's not too easy that it's boring, and it's not too difficult that it's stressful. You can find that Goldilocks balance of challenge and relaxation so that you're fully engaged. And having an edge like this basically stops you thinking about all the other stuff that you're dealing with, because you will cut yourself, as I did a couple times when I started. I have a little scar here. But when you're fully engaged, time both slows down and passes quickly. It anchors you in the moment. So that's what cooking did for me. And what's great about it is that you're able to do that every day. There's 3 opportunities a day to cook something. You can make pancakes for breakfast. You can have scrambled or poached eggs for lunch with cut avocado. You can have all manner of things for dinner. Another one that I really got serious about was cutting onions for risotto, which is, even experienced chefs, differ on the correct way to do this. But this knife taught me that I had to enjoy the process as much as the result, and that the process, when I put a lot of effort and time and care and, dare say it, love into creating meals, it transforms how the food tastes. It isn't just a case of taste good, taste not so good. You can taste the different layers, all the levels of flavor. You can, with an appraising, palate, you can say, oh yeah, this was a little overdone, but in overdone it has a more caramel texture, or this, it really engages you with you're eating with your life. You eat less because you enjoy what you're eating more, so you don't have to like stuff yourself. It's more conscious eating. So the first thing about this knife that I really loved was this kind of Damascus steel, which is the layers. I'll put this next to my face, it'll be in focus. There we go. The layers of different carbon within the knife and the steel itself, and this lovely hammered finish that it has. It holds a really beautiful edge. There was some logos here, but they've disappeared over time. You still have the one in the hilt there. But the first thing you need to know is that you don't hold a chef's knife like this. You don't have enough control. You use your middle finger, you slide it up into this groove here, and then you grip the blade itself with your fingers, which gives you much more dexterity. There are a couple different methods of cutting. There's the Chinese version where you bring the whole knife up and down, the French version, which is more of a rotation. I use different ones. I do like the Chinese one for mushrooms. I sharpen this once every couple of months. It holds its edge. The sharper the knife, the less bad chemicals are released while you cut onions. So I don't think I've cried cutting onions many, many years. Actually, probably since I learned how to do it and got this. But it is a really beautiful piece of equipment, and it is a good example. The reason I wanted to review it, this is not going to become a cooking channel, but the reason that I wanted to review it is that it's a good example of having a tool that then buying something for the aesthetic that then makes you take the task that it's devoted to more seriously, and then you get so much more out of it. Like my journey in cooking, I have a great tolerance for doing the same thing. So for almost 10 years, I had instant gnocchi for dinner every night. Sometimes with ragu, sometimes with pesto, sometimes just plain with butter. That didn't bother me. And in my 20s, and early 30s, that was an easy solution. It had protein, carbohydrates, and I could do the whole thing from start cooking to finish to cleaning up in half an hour. And I don't regret that at all. I wasn't in the right headspace to learn how to cook and to cook more impressive meals. But since I've learned how to cook, I get so much out of it. And now that I'm retired, I have much more time to cook and to discover new recipes. I would really like to go on a cooking tour, maybe Italy, Spain would be really interesting. All the interesting little tapas. I had some fantastic chorizo mushroom tacos the other day, which had phenomenal spicing. So it'll be really fun to go and learn from these places, these gastro tours where we travel around a country and take cooking lessons in different places. I think that'd be a really interesting exercise. So the Shun, is this 8-inch? I feel like this is probably a 10-inch chef's knife. I'll put the link down below when I work out what it is. It has been a good friend that has made lots of great introductions for me, and they run about $200. This was a wedding present, actually, from my little brother, which makes it even more precious to me. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you're having a great day. I'll see you next time.